Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. The Honorable, all the organizing committee, and fellow presenters who are happy, thank you for the opportunity you have been given. Introducing me, Nopitasari SPD from Yogyakarta State University, where I have the opportunity to be one of the presenters to present an article that I have compiled with my colleague Dr. Sugeng Rianto MPD from Ahmad Dahlan University. The title of our article you can see in this slide is Student Communication Difficulties in Online Learning at Mapingkeba. Okay, to the next slide. There is background of this study. I will convey the background of the compilation of this article, namely the learning conditions that are usually carried out face-to-face have turned completely online due to the massive spread of COVID-19 in Indonesia in early April 2020 to break the chain of spread. It makes teachers and students have to adapt to the learning process so that it continues to run well. Moreover, one indicator of the success of the online learning is communication between teachers and students. However, with the change in the learning system, it creates anxiety for both teachers and students because the learning process cannot be carried out effectively and efficiently. That's the background of the study. Next, there are several literature reviews related to the variables in these studies, namely online learning and verbal communication. On this slide, we can see several opinions from experts who convey the definition of two variables. For online learning, here I take the opinion of Belawati, Firman, and Rahayu, where it can be concluded that online learning is distant learning, where the implementation uses technology assistance and the internet networks, as well as devices such as cell phones, tablets, and laptops that can be used to access information. While the definition of verbal communication, here I take the opinion of Salifa et al. And Sefik et al., which can be concluded that verbal communication involves one or two people face to face and requires the ability to listen and respond to any information between people who convey and listen. So that are some literature reviews for the two variables in this study. There are verbal communication and online learning. We move to the next slide. Okay, the methods of this research. The method in this research is descriptive qualitative approach with data collection technique using questionnaires and interviews. Moreover, the analysis refers to the concept of miles and hoverman, including the data collection and then where data collection, data processing, and concluding. And then the research of the and the consent and the questionnaires and the questionnaire results were then analyzed and categorized into 5 categories of students' difficulties levels. There are very high, medium, low, and very low. We can see the category in this table, the criteria table in giving categories on the following slide. Okay, we move to the next slide. After we take the data, there are result and discussion. Then the result and discussion, the results are shown on the following slide from analysis process that I have done. In this pie chart shows that the level of student communication difficulty is in the high category. In the high category, with a percentage 44 and 94%. Furthermore, from the result of interviews in the online from the result of the interviews with the several teachers, it was found that several factors cause the difficulty of the communication in online learning. First, lack of knowledge about ICT and inability to operate devices such as mobile phones to support online learning. We know that technology literacy is needed for the success of online-based learning, not only by students but also by teachers. Many previous studies mention that benefits of ICT in online learning, including making learning more interactive and the relation between student and teachers becoming closer because communication is well established. Then, with a good of mastery of ICT, you will be able to minimize the distortion during the online learning. And the second, lack of parental support. Students spend much time with their parents at home during online learning. Thus, the role of parents is needed to improve communication during online learning. Support from parents, such as providing motivation, will able to raise students' enthusiasm from the learning. And the third, the internet network is less stable. Many students are in remote areas and often turn off the lights so that the internet network is this location is unstable and interferes with implementing of online learning. A good internet network is needed to create the effective and efficient online learning. And last, there is expensive internet quota. Students' parents' financial condition is still considered lower middle class. So quota problems are the most common cause while when the online learning, because without an internet quota, students will have difficulty accessing learning. And then this is the several factors that cause the student difficulties communication in the online learning. Next, we in the last slide, conclusion and recommendation. So the conclusion from the research is that learning with a new system must impact the various priorities involved, one of which of the low verbal communication of students. So teacher must be more professional in teacher must be professional in teaching, okay, teaching student regardless of the difficulties experienced during process. Furthermore, there are several solution that overcoming in this situation. First, there's the first solution, carry out BDR activities. BDR activities, namely learning from home for students who don't have mobile phones and have difficulty accessing online learning. Second, improve cooperation and communication with parents so that they can continue to pay attention to the students. And the last is, yes, provide training on ICT students and teachers to optimizing the implementation of online learning. Maybe that's all from me that can I tell you on this occasion. So thanks for your attention. I'm sorry if I have many mistake. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.